Story time. Um, tell you, I wanted to get on here and to tell you my story and give you a little more background about myself and my life. So, my name is Narisha, but I go by Nari or Nori for short. I was born and raised in Greensboro, North Carolina, and growing up, um, like most or some, I had a pretty rough childhood. And staying on the east side of Greensboro, yeah, shit was real. So, growing up, um, my mom, she was a very strong and admirable woman. She always managed to make things work. And with her growing up, she also had a pretty rough childhood herself. My mom got pregnant young, and she had my brother, I believe, when she was 18. And for so long, it was just her and my brother. After she had my brother, the doctors told her that she couldn't have any more kids, or it would unalive her. So I believed probably maybe 6 or 7 years later, I believe my brother was like 7 or 8, she met my dad. And they began to date, and next thing you know, she was pregnant with me. She would always say that I was her miracle baby. And so, yeah. Growing up, I remember my mom being in an abusive relationship. And the abuse just didn't stem only to her, but to me as well. He would beat me if, if I didn't abide by or do something that he wanted me to or didn't like. I remember that he also had another family staying where we stayed in the same apartment complex. So he would be back and forth from my mom to his other baby mom. Just for reference and clarification, he is not my dad. He was just my mom's boyfriend. So growing up, when I was little, I was always the shy girl, very quiet, very kept to myself. But I always managed to make a friend or to have friends. But growing up in school, just like some and most, I was picked on for being the shy and quiet girl, or because I looked different. Yeah, I was a little thickums, a little chunky girl, but I was very active. Always played outside. Always wanted to be outside, and always wanted to, to hang around my friends that I had in the neighborhood. So, when I moved to these apartments on the east side, I made a friend named Annie. And Annie was my next door neighbor, and she had a brother. She had 2 brothers and 1 sister. Her sister name was Missy, and her older brother was named Shelton, but they called him Brooks. And I can't remember her little brother's name. But me and Annie went to the same elementary school. And I think Missy and Brooks went to the same middle school as my brother. And so him and my brother, became friends. So, me, Annie, and my brother and Annie's brother, Brooks, would always hang around each other. And when Brooks would come over, he would, he would pick on me and call me fat and ugly and whatnot. And he would do this in front of my brother. And, it really hurted my feelings. And it definitely did make me feel some type of way. So I remember it was Valentine's Day, and I was 8 years old at that time. I remember my mom did my hair, and she put me on this plaited red, white, and black little dress with the white stockings and the little black Barbie doll shoes, and she helped me do these Valentine treat bags for my class. And that day I was just so excited and happy, and I was young, so did have a little crush on this boy in my class. So I was really excited to give him his little Valentine's Day bag. So when I got to school and we passed out our little Valentine's Day bags to everyone, and when I gave him his, wow, I couldn't believe he actually bought me something separate from the class. And I was just so excited. I was just so happy. It was just, that day was like the most happiest day of my life that I could experience as a child. And just to say that I told him that I liked him and he actually liked me back. So that was a happy feeling for me, because I never thought that someone could actually like me back and think I'm pretty at that age. So when school was over, I was just so happy. I couldn't wait to go home and tell my mom how my day went and what happened. So I'm running home and just rushing home. And I got in the house and I told my mom what happened. And she was just smiling and was so happy for me. And usually every day after school, after I did my homework, I would change my clothes and go next door to play with Annie. So that day, I got home, told my mom how my day went, told her what happened, and I changed my clothes. And I went next door to play with Annie, to see if Annie was home. And when I got to her house, I knocked on her door, and her little brother answered the door. And I asked him, where's Annie? And he said Annie wasn't home. And I was like, okay. And her little brother asked me if I wanted to play hide and go seek. And I said, yeah. I was really close to Annie. Me, Annie, and her little brother would play outside with each other all the time. So that wasn't an issue. That wasn't a problem. But then he went to go ask Brooks, which is the older brother, if he wanted to play hide and go seek too. So he said yeah. And what happens next? It's a lot. But stay tuned for part 2.